Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Eric Debonair, Donnell, co-operator of Two Geeks and Nerds Productions, along with my partner in crime and brother,
Black Samurai, also co-owner and operator of Two Geeks and a Nerd Productions.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I don't know why I thought about that. He was like,
oh yeah, I remember him. We talking about old school wrestling.
Old school wrestling. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. But that's not what we're here to talk about, though. But he was him and Mr. Perfect. We had to do a whole nother episode about that, though.
Yeah.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan and all them other people, you know. I love wrestling. But today, since it's hot and fresh, we're going to talk about Shannon Sharp.
Oh, but before that, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. When you are on our YouTube, make sure you hit that bell to get all our alerts.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
And as well as just a real quick intro, because we normally don't do this. So what we got upcoming, an interview with a young lady by the name, we just know her as Kimberly. She's going to be having us film her movie. And we're going to bring y'all into the nerd, but we still playing around with the title. But into the nerd, into the blurred, we shall see. And we got some Midnight Light, which I'm sure y'all been seeing the Midnight Light promos coming up. So those are upcoming projects for now. Might be adding more. But for right now, let's... Taste Bud Chronicles. Almost forgot about...
Yeah. We do Taste Bud Chronicles. It's a food review or dissertation, I guess. So anything that's food, drinks, or whatever, which... I have an amazing drink that I just came up with. It's non-alcoholic too, but it'd be great for your little summer get-togethers and stuff like that. But anyway.
Getting back to the subject.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about Shannon Sharp, or as they call him, Shay Shay. Shay Shay. Oh man, Shannon Sharp. So for y'all who don't know, everybody should know. Shannon Sharp is an ex-NFL Hall of Famer. He also was a commentator and whatnot for the NFL and whatnot, and was on Sports Center or ESPN and all this other stuff. Recently, over the last couple of years, has gotten his own.
A few things. He's got a few things.
Well, he's got a few things, but mostly I'm talking about the podcast.
On YouTube.
Yeah, he's got a podcast. And it's Club Shay Shay or something like that. I think
Club
it's
called.
or whatnot. Which is he done got a whole lot of like people talking about different things and or whatnot.
Yeah, but most of the time they're talking about a lot of people in entertainment, sports or whatever, and they pretty much talking about how they got there, their experiences, even personal things in their lives.
Well, I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about more so like the things that people said about him. As far as like...
Yeah, like everybody been plastering all over the internet. Yeah. Monique and Kat warned you. And someone else brought this up. Shout out to Niecy Dixon, part of the Old Lady First panel. I watched them last week with Bondi Blue and Jamie, that's me. Niecy brought up a good fact. Do you know about what happened with his phone and getting caught on that so-called live Happy Fun Adult Time?
About him and the girl.
Yeah. And Niecy brought up for the fact that they let you slide. That we know if you ain't losing no endorsements, no jobs, no nothing. And she brought up a good fact.
Because he was clapping cheeks.
Yeah. Yeah, and it got put on his Instagram Live.
Yeah. So
they let you get away. This is why people calling him Shannon Not So Sharp too.
Because it was a sound too. But
still,
I think he did that on purpose. Like, this is my thing. So,
but getting real quick. Let me get my point real quick. They let you get away with that, brother. And here
because it boosts ratings.
But here you come with this clown BS about this so-called grape juicing, and that she wasn't comfortable doing the performances. But even with have you read any of the or heard about any of the
text messages? Yeah, but this is the whole thing. So look, even before we get to that one, this is from a 19 or 20-year-old.
Okay.
What about the other one before that, the Latin chick? It's 2 women.
Oh, it's 2.
So to my understanding, there's 2 women, and I could be wrong. but I could have swore that the one was a Spanish chick that I thought.
Oh, I forgot he does.
Or whatever, Latin chick, or somebody was saying something.
Allegation.
So that was before. Then now, just this past week, I heard about the 19-year-old, the snow bunny or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Is what we refer to it as.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. Mm-hmm. After seeing or hearing about, because we only know what we hear, but hearing about them text messages and her saying certain stuff, baby, you have no case. You have no case.
But I also say this too with the stuff she was saying. Put that black baby in.
Yeah.
Coming across like slave.
It's a whole lot of that stuff. But also there was things of her saying that I told him not to do. You know what I'm saying, in the back door or whatever, and he did it anyway or whatever. Mm-hmm. But this is the thing. So they've been messing around for a while. So why is it just now coming? And I get it. So there's a channel that I just subscribed to or following on TikTok, and they have, it's like pretty much the way it is. It's a setting where people sit in a room, somebody will read out somebody's trauma that they went through, and then they'll be like, if that was you, stand up. And then they sit in like a semicircle, and then the person will get up, walks to the mic, and then they look into the camera or whatever, and they tell their story about them. A lot of it is great story, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's very moving or whatnot. Even me listening to it the other day let me have some clarity or not clarity, but like, you know, I could kind of relate to some of the stuff, and it angered me hearing these people go through stuff knowing I had been through similar things or whatever. Yeah. And so what I'm getting at is it was a plenty of time and situations and stuff, so I'm not making light of the situation. If whatever happened and she was defiled or done wrong or whatever, then justice should be served. The thing is from what we've heard about these different text messages and stuff, the girl was down for whatever, because this is another thing. He had to be paying her something. He had to be giving her some money or something. He had to, possibly. And now I'm not saying if it was an exchange for services, possibly, and if it was, it means that both of them were wrong. But she, at the end of the day, knew she wanted to get somebody, like you said, talking about the baby thing. Mm-hmm. She really thought she was going to get, you know what I'm saying, pregnant or whatever, probably, and then end up, you know, getting all this alimony and all this and the other, because a lot of this ain't come about until, I think he just signed like $100 million deal, network deal or something like that. Or it was like $50 million or something, and then they thought, well, we're going to get all his money or whatever. Probably not. But he did, to my understanding, he did step down from ESPN. This is the second time I think this has happened to him.
Yeah, and he says it's temporary. Of course, most people don't believe it's temporary. But I don't know if you know this, but Shaq, for whatever he did to Shaq, and I hope it was not in the video I saw, Shaq, he pissed Shaq off, and Shaq was trying to find out some dirt to expose him. Now, when I watched the video of the guy who was talking about the dirt, I can't remember the video, y'all. I'll probably put it in the just YouTube it, because not YouTube it, Google it, and it came up on YouTube about Shaq trying to get him, you know, whatever dirt or whatever. And when the guy popped up, I listened to the video. They talking about some years ago, and he apparently got some girl or stole some girl or got to the girl before Shaq. And basically the video led into how, I'm just going to make a long story short, and I think I'm going to put the link. I'm going to put the link down in there in the description, and y'all come up with your own conclusions. But what I got out of it, the guy went from that to talking about how narcissistic and privileged athletes are, and they do this type of stuff, whether it's...
But who they get it from, though?
Well, he said it's how the country pretty much set them up.
It's the way society. The system is narcissistic and controlling, which allows these individuals. This is why when we, you know, it's kind of off subject, but people talking about, man, the black people don't give back their communities and stuff, because now, like, first of all, when you go back to your community and give back, people like thinking that, well, you think you're better than us or whatever. I am. I worked harder. I committed to something. I bust my tail, and now I'm where you wanted to be, but you weren't willing to put the work in. So, in a sense, I am a little bit better than you.
Let's also, remember, let's also count possibly getting jumped and pow, because people have done stuff like
Jam
that.
Master Jay. We saw that was done, with stuff like that. So, that's another reason why they don't. Like, me personally, I'm multi-millionaire, I'm not going back to... I could go back to my city, but I'm not going to be in the city. I'm going to be in the country. You know what I'm saying? About a half a mile off the road in the woods, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Yeah. Just because that's how I want to be. I could not have money like that and would still be like that just because I like to be away from people. But with this thing is like, so with these people are taught by the systematics of it. So we're talking about sports stars, so NFL, NBA, MLB. All these people end up into these different scandals and stuff because they're around scandalous people. Birds of a feather flock together, it kind of rubs off. Mm-hmm. So now, like I say, now with the Shaq thing, you're talking about whatever, that kind of ties into some of this. Shaq, you just mad because you was cheating on Shawnee and got caught up, and he'll tell you. He'll say it. He'll admit to it. This is what I will give you. Yeah. He'll admit he had a great wife. The thing was, he was chasing buns. I don't condone cheating, but what I'm saying is this. Y'all got enough money that if y'all was going to do this, y'all want to cheat, you should have went out the country somewhere and did what you was going to do with a nobody or whatever instead of being here in America and getting caught up the way y'all get caught up. That's all I'm saying. If you was going to do it, just, it's a way to do it. Or you could just be honest with your wife and say, look, this is how I feel or whatever. Take it or leave it, and she can decide there. But Shaq's salty from losing his wife because he had a great woman.
Yeah, but I do recall when I used to watch basketball wise, I don't watch it no more, but I recall them saying on there he was the, I'm just going to say, I guess, a whore of the NBA.
Yeah,
he got around.
He's Shaq. You know how many women want to be with her? Again, 6'6", 6 foot,
well,
6 pack, and 6 figures. Well, the dude is like 7 feet tall. Yeah. He got a 1 pack. I'm sure he ain't got a 6 pack. At least he probably never had one. But he daggone sure got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he got about 10, 11 figures. I'm sure because he's a businessman or whatnot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So women, again, curious. I wonder what that's like. Because the dude wear like a 23 size shoe.
Yeah.
So most of y'all can't even take, a third of that. So, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You act like you want it, but you can't take it. So, so you gonna have women throwing themselves at you, but you gotta tell you somebody you don't hear about that is LeBron. I'm sure LeBron had women throwing themselves at him since he was in high school. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. But anyway, we ain't talking about LeBron. We ain't talking about Shaq. We're talking about Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
So Shannon, just from the show.
You too old.
Well, not even that.
But he is.
We know you a super freak because I done seen some stuff with Ocho Cinco and a couple other people, and the things say, which is cool, be like that.
But you too old, bro. I'm sorry, you are.
I can't even say that.
But
he's a dude in a position where he's not married. Don't think he's ever been married. I don't think he got any kids. Have fun.
But they say some of the most dangerous and successful men are the men who have that control of that other head.
Yeah, that's the thing. He just got to have control of himself. So, boom. If it was me in his shoes, before I mess with anybody, you sign an NDA.
She said she didn't want to, he asked, but she didn't sign.
Okay, so we can't do nothing then. But that's simple. You can't sign an NDA, we can't do nothing together. I have too much to lose to let somebody that's a nobody take it away from. We talking about OnlyFans, an OF girl. And so you shouldn't even touch her anyway, because she out here, she getting flown in and out of town. So who knows what she going to Dubai getting dumped on. You feel me? That's what she doing. And then you laying up with her. Then she a 19, 20-year-old bunny. I'm telling you, I've been in college. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, like what we talked about earlier, I told you about how the girl, when he asked about, someone said, what you do when you get drunk? She said, I'm going to go, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go get plucked or whatever. And like, who?
or
whoever.
Or even, which he sent me a story on TikTok about the dude who went over to the girl's place, and her man called while they was in the act.
Oh, you saw that? Oh, yeah, that's in today.
Yeah.
And the girl wanted her man to see it.
Mm-hmm.
The girl was like, no, show the camera of me doing what I'm doing.
He said he got up out of there quick because it was Chicago, and he didn't want to get pow.
He didn't want to play around with it.
You know what I'm saying? But he joked on himself too. He was like, yeah, if I had a little more self-respect or something like that, I would have left after the first round.
Yeah. But he said she had him gone, though, whatever, because of what she did.
And I get it. And we talk about this all the time, how nowadays you can't have really fun no more, because even, so that was a regular dude. We just talked about a regular guy. So the regular guys can't even have fun. Or happy adult fun time.
Well, the dude didn't even, in that situation, didn't even know that the girl had a boyfriend, because him and her was talking, and then he found out she had a boyfriend.
Because he called.
Boyfriend called from an unknown number, whatever, and then he was like, yo, I got to get out of here, which was a smart move. So point blank period, you a celebrity, you got a lot to lose. I'm a regular guy, love my wife to death. The only way I would step out on my wife, and probably still wouldn't do it, it better be Oprah. And it's got to be Oprah, because Oprah about to help me take care of my wife. That's why. I'm doing it for us, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Indecent proposal.
That's the only way. That's the only way. The rest of these, yo, you ain't got what I'm not doing it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Morally, ethically, it's not worth it. Like, again, he is a high-profile figure. And he's out here, you know what I'm saying? For instance, put in your words, Shannon, if you was playing football back in the day, would you bring somebody straight from high school to play football on your NFL team? No. Inexperience, you can't roll the dice on them. They ain't got nothing to lose. Why would you do so? This way you got to look at it. So like my brother was saying, he's thinking with the wrong head.
Or as they say, and again, we're not condoning cheating. But the saying is pretty much, if you are going to mess with somebody who also got something to lose. And
even then, that don't work out all the time.
Yeah.
I listened to a show with Brooke and Jubal, and same thing. You hear these people messing around with other people, and then they messing with somebody at work, and that person one got a boyfriend or girlfriend, the other one got a husband or wife. Look, if you don't want to be with somebody, just don't be with them. Plain and simple. Just tell them, like, look. But the problem is people are greedy, and they want to have their cake and eat it too, so to speak, or whatever. They want the cake and the pie. Because if I get cake, I'm definitely going to eat it. You feel me? But they want it all.
And again, we talk about deception. I am going to tell this story, and it is a same-sex story, but this is from Matty Rants, again, another YouTuber, and he shared this story. And he said he didn't know the guy was married. He said this woman, and it's a while back, so Matty, this get back to you. Forgive me if I don't have it word from word. But his wife, the guy's wife, approached him, I think, at Matty's job in the parking lot, tried to be like, oh, hi, how you doing, blah, 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 and started a conversation. And then she came at him. Like, why you with my husband and da-da-da-da-da-da? And he was like, wait a minute, I didn't know he was and da-da-da-da and all this and all that. So he is a man that got approached by a woman that was ready to throw down, again, a woman.
A Ric Flair on a Ric Flair on, nah.
A woman approached a man for him being the side dude that didn't know. I want to make that clear in the story. Didn't know. So why am I bringing this up? To let you know, you don't know who gonna approach you. Again, old boy with that other story. He was concerned for his life. Because this girl was out here playing games.
And people be playing games, I'm telling you, cause like I told you about my joint. Yo, people will do things out here that y'all ain't ready for. Like, seriously. When you step to another man's woman or a woman's man, think about that. Especially when you knowingly doing it. When you knowingly doing it, think about the consequences and repercussions that's gonna come behind that. I got a younger cousin who just got unalived by his girlfriend at work over something similar. I believe, I don't know the whole situation, but I believe that he might have been talking with somebody else or seeing somebody on the side or whatever, and they all work together, and she ended up unaliving him at work.
And I want y'all to hear that again. He said a she unalived he. So these women ain't out here.
Yo, it ain't nothing to play with. Do not play with people's emotions. Me, thank God that I've been prayed up, as they say, and I have these two beautiful children, because some things would have happened. Let me just put it like that.
But also,
for me being my old self.
And the crazy thing is too, even think about, I gotta bring old boy.
Yeah, my bass coming in my voice.
But I gotta think about even old boy, who again was just talking about, and a guy called. I don't know why it just hit me, and that could have been something that the girl and her man planned to even scare him. There are people out here who are doing things like that. They want to just scare you or make you think or put you in danger or act like they're going to put you in danger, and then they go ahead, get a high off it, and do their happy, fun adult time.
Yeah, it might not even been her boyfriend. It could have just been some dude she know.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows, or whatever. But anyway, with the whole Shannon Sharp thing, man, like, you know, we wish you well. For the women that we are in a situation, hopefully you were not victimized. But at the same time, if you weren't, hopefully justice is sought out against you. Yes. If you were lying on this man, because that's something else that happens too often, that particularly females will lie about some things in order to gain something else. And, you know, and it's like, yo, there should be plenty. There's several cases. We've seen where things have said to be, you know, to happen, and then they come back later. I got a friend that was accused of something like that and went to prison, and then come back later. The young lady lied about it, and to my understanding, she wasn't prosecuted. And I think, you know, in those situations, think they should be prosecuted, or should have to go serve the time that the accused had to go and serve. But if there was something that happened to these women, there should be justice served. I don't care if you are Shannon Sharp, you just another man. And this is the crazy thing, is that you talk about God so much or whatnot. Like, you're supposed to be a man of God. And I'm not saying that you got to be perfect. But if you did do something to them, may God have mercy on your soul, as I would like to say. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, you can repent and come back.
I want to ask you this question. So they said he tried to give one of them 10 mil. And I think it's the one asking for 50. Now, this is just my opinion. Do you think he may have offered because if he knew she was going to set him up? Because like he just said, an allegation, even when fake, causes
damn, how much money you got? You offer somebody 10 mil? Well, what does your bank account look like? Dang.
But yeah, do you... I question, this is just what I'm questioning. Did he offer or possibly offer the 10 mil so it wouldn't get to the media? Because again, as we know...
But the only reason why he wouldn't want to get to the media is if he thought he was guilty.
Or do you think that he didn't want to get to the media because it's still, again, a false allegation still causes a lot of damage?
It does, but nowadays it's like, boom, like, all publicity is good publicity. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you want some Diddy stuff. Like, so for instance, boom, somebody accused you of something that you know for a fact you didn't do. Like, that's good publicity. Because now it's like, he the buzz. Now you got the buzz, so now all thing you doing is you waiting for the truth to come out to be proven that you didn't do it. Because if you know you're going to get off on something because you really didn't do it, hey, it's okay. The way it is now, people are trying to get views and likes.
I mean, I understand.
I mean, think about how much his junk just went off the charts when Cat Williams went on his show.
It did.
Off the charts.
20+ million. People
knew about the show, but not like that. We talking about people watching the same episode over and over again. One episode. One. Cam Newton was on there. Everybody's been on the show. A lot of people been on the show. But when Cat Williams went on there, ever since Cat Williams on there, his show been booming like grease jumping out of pot at a fish fry. been booming. So
Yeah.
now this right here, I think it's done died down a little bit. Maybe his show, maybe a little.
He's still dropping episodes.
He's still dropping episodes, but I'm talking about it ain't no Cat Williams type, cause this Cat too is different. He bring a different element to this thing.
Yeah.
But now, boom. Not to say that he was about to fall off or die out, but now it's
But I mean,
the grease turned back up again.
Yeah, but I mean, he had other multiple, just not. I think Monique was the second highest rated.
And that was only cause of the Netflix thing. It wasn't for the Netflix stuff, what Netflix did or whatever.
But she
wouldn't have been but so much.
But she still, her and Kat, almost. They talked about the same thing. Almost, she almost repeated what Kat said because of her experiences. They've had similar experiences in the industry. But I mean, he has multiple viral. They might not be as high as Kat or Monique, but that's still success too. I know some of y'all might not see it that way, but still.
It is, but think about this. A brown man in America now is accused of doing something that's taboo pretty much still to this day. Or whatever. Like being with I'm talking about being with a, you know what I'm saying, it's still the forbidden thing that we not supposed to do. So now if he is innocent, can you imagine the ratings of people want to hear? Cause now he got episodes. He got a season where he can just talk about being accused about stuff. He got a whole season of material to talk about now, or a documentary or whatever. So what is that gonna do? More ratings, more money. So it could be a setup. Who's to say that he ain't got this set up? When you talking about him giving the $10 million, who's to say that this ain't a setup, a publicity stunt? I'm just saying. Jesse Smollett.
You can y'all can keep the I'm good over here.
No, I'm just saying he might not even did anything, but I'm just saying.
I know what you said, and y'all can still stay all.
He might have sat in the room and said, "Hey, this is what we about to do. We about to go ahead. I want you to say this and say that, and whatever." It could have been. This whole thing could be orchestrated for all.
I hear you, but still, for me,
yeah.
Like
I wouldn't do it,
like
but
they
I'm just
say,
saying.
all good money ain't good money. All publicity is not good publicity.
It ain't. But what I'm saying is the way people think about clicks and likes and all that. Like now, people don't care. There's people doing OnlyFans.
I know.
Men and women.
Yeah.
Although if it was around when I was in college, I can't even say. But come on, man. Like people just don't care. Like I get it. We're human. You know what I'm saying? I'm a recovering corn addict. I'm recovering. I admit it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't see nothing wrong with it, but honestly, it is. It's something wrong. I shouldn't be looking at it, but it's there. Why? Because it makes money. It's been making money. You know what I'm saying? That one thing sells since the beginning of time. Tell people one thing gonna sell is, that.
Happy dollar fun time.
You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So
shout out to Nico.
But
yeah.
So Shannon, again, hopefully, these allegations are only allegations, and I think you're in the good, honestly, just because of, like, man, she kind of, again, I want to be careful with what I say, because again, if you were wrong, then yeah, they need justice, but I just can't see them fooling around multiple times for a while, and now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, maybe he got bored of it and was like, yo, I'm good, and then she's like, well, I'm going to tell people this, I'm going to tell them that, or whatever.
Because people think she may have, I heard some rumors, people think with that whole Instagram live thing, she may have had something to do with exposing him for that. But again, y'all weren't in a committed relationship. Y'all were a happy adult fun time.
Yeah, so y'all Netflix and
chill. So did you grow attached and didn't tell him, or
that's what it was? You know, put that mama on her and we're gonna cut off, and then she like, oh no, well if you gonna cut me off, then this and that, cause the whole thing talking about some, she didn't want to do it, do the backside or whatever. Well, a lot of people do that nowadays, and we just gonna be real. We know who we doing it. I ain't even gotta say, you know what I'm saying? So, not saying that she didn't want to. I'm just saying, like, man, the young people nowadays do everything. Everything. They do everything. The guys and the girls. Yeah, I ain't going on another tangent. But yeah, some crazy junk. But anyway, prayers to, good luck to Shannon and the female or females, because I really believe it's 2 women.
Yeah,
One that's accusing him. So,
and
and one of them they said it was lying. I think that one of them they said they knew it was lying, and then I found out about this other girl later. So
well, and again, going to our time period, we are about to shut this down, but going to our time period too. Normally, when you get one nowadays,
you can get multiple.
They multiple.
It's the Me Too.
Me
Too movement.
That's what some people say. But you get people again because they feel like cash in. Oh, they gonna get some cash.
Hey, look,
I'm gonna get some cash.
I tell you like this. I can't even remember her name. But when I was a freshman at Target, my manager, a Caucasian lady, was on some other stuff with me. And at my current space right now, you know who you are. I say it too. Was on some other stuff. Let something come out and don't make me pull my Me Too card out. I'm pulling it. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm pulling my Me Too card out. You lucky I ain't pulled it out already. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm about that. But anyway, remember to like, share, comment, follow on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Hit the bell for the subscription. Also email us at the number 2 geeksandnerdpro@gmail.com if you have any questions, concerns, or comments. That's all I got to say. Until next time, we are the geeks, you are the nerds, but we are the nerdiest. Peace.